Hello and welcome everybody to Monday Night Racing Action here as the Numb Thumbs Racing League Xfinity Series playoffs continue to roll on here at Texas Motor Speedway. We joined in late to the session, but that's alright. We're just in time for that green flag as the qualifying session is just finishing on up, and we head on down to pit road to look at who's going to be on tonight's starting grid. As always, I'm Alan Brown. I'm joined by my good friends, Mr. Alan English and Mr. Adam Turner. And we're looking forward to a fantastic race here tonight under the lights in the night Texas sky. So without further ado, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here this evening with the number 2 of Mr. Jim Ott getting things started off on pole position. You're going to have the 38 of Mr. Frank Peacock having a pretty good starting spot as well, right beside him on that outside row in second place. You got the 13 of the old man Paul Durkee getting things started off here tonight in third, with the 05 of PJ Cox getting a pretty good starting spot as well, starting up there in fourth place. You got the 22 Justin Hurst starting inside of that top 5, and the one-legged wonder of Mr. DW Derek Welsh getting started here tonight in 6th. 41 Chris Goins having a pretty good run in qualifying there, getting started up there in 7th, with the 33 of Sean Roberts to his outside here in 8th. 9th will be the 4 of Mr. Anthony Williams with the the 099. I can't remember people's numbers nowadays. Mr. Albert Anderson, America's driver, rounding out your field starting top 10.
Over in NTG, his name is Mark Collins, the 23 car, will start in 11th place here tonight. The 12 of Justin Lawson qualified here in 12th, but he'll be getting an EOL penalty to start the race here tonight. Dylan Bryant, the 8 car rather, will start in 13th place. Outside row number 7, Scott Milner in the 31. The double nickel of Tom Barish will start 15th place. 16th will be Jarrett Woodard in the 79. The 81, Hayden Malcolm, starting 17th place. 18th will be Joe David in the 6. Making up row number 10 here, rounding out your top 20, the 48 of Zeth Hawley and the 99 of Dylan Walterman.
All right, 32 of Nick Biddy. 21st, number 7, Tristan Cotton. 22nd, Russ Endicott. 23rd, 24th, Chris Klein. Connor Leach, 25th. Timothy Stubblefield, 26th. Joseph Thompson, 27th. Michael Eden, 28th. I guess they're going to give us another lap for caution because I think we had some penalties tonight.
Yep.
Lawson, Durkee, Klein, DW, Connor Leach, and Russ Endicott, I think, are penalties tonight. Brown, that's what they're kind of lining up to do, I think.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's quite a few penalties here this evening. But
I know they're just mean on the penalties in this league. Derek's such a stickler; he gave himself a penalty.
He did.
Well, you know what? I got a feeling it's because he's still waiting on the epoxy resin to seal up over his peg leg there.
That's true.
Yeah. Did he do like the cool thing and like epoxy some stuff in it? You know, like did he go with different colors or I don't know.
I mean, he probably did.
A picture of the driver of the forklift ran him over so you never forget his face.
Yeah, like a toy forklift inserted into it, epoxied. You know how they can make those coffee tables?
That's true.
I think that's probably. I'd love to see that.
Thanks to everybody over there on the YouTube chat for joining us already. Shugu says tonight's goals for the 98s. Keeper on the lead lap, stay out of trouble. Tristan Cotton asking his normal questions, wanting to know who he is, where he is, what he's driving. And Jay Walterman out here pulling for Walty out there. Dylan Walterman in the 99.
Walty. All right, we had this race last night, Brown. Not these cars and not this league, but Texas. What do we say? Watch out for 2 in that quad oval there at the front, or tri-oval, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Very dangerous.
Yeah, we saw quite a few self spinners, and then even a little bit of door-to-door going on there in that quad oval part of the track as well. So definitely need to keep our eyes open for that one. But At the same time, it's a new race, it's a new day. Never know what we're going to get here tonight.
And
3 sets of tires. It's going to be tough. Go ahead, Darius.
A little bit harder to drive machine here than y'all dealt with last night, I think, in the Lone Star Charity race.
Yep.
You had trucks last night?
Yep.
Yeah, we had the trucks.
Yep, it was a good time. Got to
Raised a lot of money, too.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was good.
Over like $2,000, something like that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's the pace car comes on down onto pit road, and here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight with that 2 of Jim Ott getting off to a great restart here. The 22 of Justin Hurst trying to shuffle into line right behind him here. Looks like, man, the 38 Frank Peacock losing a couple of positions here, and here comes that 41 of Chris Goins with the help of some of those EOLs coming, sending some of his competitors towards the back. He's able to jump up a few positions here early, going alongside the 22 machine and launching up into second here already. So Chris Goins looking like a man on a mission here tonight. The 33 is Sean Roberts trying to figure out a way around the high side of some of this traffic here, but he's got the 8 of Dylan Bryant starting to sneak up on his kind of back bumper here just a little bit. Some side-by-side right in front of him with Albert Anderson and Anthony Williams, making it pretty clean here as they round out of turns 3 and 4, but looking like everybody's doing pretty good. Still some more side-by-side, almost going 3 wide here with the 48 of Zeth Hawley.
A little early for some 3 wide here at Texas, but we'll take the excitement here. And Lee Mann is out there pulling for Tristan Cotton, and Jay Walterman on Dylan once again saying, drive it hard, Dylan Walterman.
Yeah, right near the 48 was the 81. Hayden Malcolm mowed the grass a little bit, with the left tire stayed in control. You're going to see that a little bit. Cutting the grass, I think he just did it again. Real close,
Edge,
but
maybe, yeah. White line.
he's got it timed out perfectly. But you do see that quite a bit. Sometimes that'll throw you out of control. And we saw last night, if you get below that line, that white line down there, you're going to be in for a ride. So be very careful of that line.
You got the 41 of Chris Goins leapfrogging all the way up to the lead already here, back on lap number 5. Goodness gracious, he is definitely trying to make sure his playoffs hopes stay alive here and pick up a good win. Jarrett Woodard in the 79.9 machine as he follows around behind the 99 of Dylan Walterman, just outside of that top 15 right now, trying to creep right back on up there in it. He's got Timothy Stubblefield starting to come up to that back bumper and breathe down his neck. And then, yeah, what else you got? We got the 32 and Nick Biddy still in a pretty good battle here with the 48 of Zeth Hawley. They're giving it all they got. Even the double nickel, our good buddy Tom Barish in here trying to fight for some of these positions up here.
That S4 guy out there saying it's Popple time. Got that Popple sponsored machine running out there here tonight. And every time I see Tristan Cotton's number 7 Good Humor Camaro, taking a quick look at it, it looks like the Chicken Pit Special from Stroker Race, but it's not. It's Good Humor. Yep. Especially for
is it the pluck chicken version or the regular version?
The regular version, I believe.
Yeah, they had some good paints on that movie.
Yeah.
Rutabaga.
Rutabaga.
Hey, everybody, Rutabaga. As we continue the green flag racing here, lap number 8 out of 120, so about 5 laps shorter than what we had here last night. It's the 6 of Joe David and the 31 of Scott Milner go to battle here, going side by side. 6 machine slipping and sliding up underneath. Ooh, even some slipping and sliding more heading on down the back straightaway here.
Well, speaking of last night, what kind of distance were y'all guys getting out of a set of tires there last night with the trucks?
It's tough to say because in the kind of like first 3/4 of the race, there was quite a few cautions. So
Oh, okay, I got you.
tire wear wasn't too much of an issue, but yeah, they were trying to make it go that 41, 42 laps, and we were definitely seeing some trucks suffer for it. That's for sure.
Well, 3 sets tonight, so they're really going to have to take care of them. Well, that means, trying to pace yourself. Really try not to lean too hard on that right front.
Yeah.
This track will eat them up.
Oh, it most definitely will. One of the biggest problems that we were really running into was the fuel. The tires could make it the run that they were trying to make, but the fuel couldn't. So there was kind of one of those little off balance, like pit change kind of things. So it was definitely a little awkward. I don't know if these guys are going to be able to make it all the way on a fuel run with these tires, or if they might have to just do a splash and come back down and do a full stop later. So we're just gonna have to wait and find out here. Still got some great racing going on. 31 of Scott Milner still moving his way on up. The 7 of Tristan Cotton moving his way on up as well. Paul Durkee, Justin Lawson, and DW all tucked into a line here, trying to line everybody on up and make some good passes. Of course, the 20 and the 13, a team of goats, trying to figure out a way to stick together here.
Those matching paint jobs look awesome. I love those.
Yeah, we had a few of those last night, and it was fun. Of course, we didn't really know any of the drivers or anybody's names or anything like that, but it was always cool to see, because you could kind of tell who was on the team and who wasn't.
Yeah, I think we've only ever done one other Lone Star race. I do remember it was a good time.
It was. We really didn't talk about food too much. It was yeah, I think there was so we were going a couple wide here with the 9 machine. Jarrett Woodard trying to go around on the outside here. It was talking about sports teams that move locations.
Ah.
So of course we talked about the whole Tennessee thing, and
Oh yeah.
but we also talked about the New Orleans Jazz moving to Utah to become the Utah Jazz, which I didn't know.
Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and then
And the Lakers.
Really, the Lakers?
Well, I mean, Los Angeles. They came from, was it somewhere around the Great Lakes or Salt Lake or somewhere? The LA Lakers weren't always the Lakers. I mean, there's no lakes there.
See, I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know that the Baltimore Ravens stole the team from Cleveland.
Yeah, they were the Cleveland Browns, and then they moved to Baltimore.
But yeah, no, there was just some fun chats about that, some sports history that I had no idea, because it was well before my time, and I really didn't care.
Yeah.
But
Where the Lakers used to. It's up in Minnesota there.
up in Minnesota. All right, well, that makes sense.
It started as the Detroit Gems, and they got bought out by some rich guys in Minnesota. Renamed them the Lakers, the land of 10,000 lakes. You know, that's what the state motto of Minnesota. The Charlotte Hornets moved to New Orleans, became the New Orleans Hornets, until they realized, well, there's more Pelicans in Louisiana. It's more recognizable. We are the Pelican state down here after all. Became the New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah. But yeah. That's all the sports history that I know.
Yep, I pretty much tapped out.
It's the
It's
38.
been a long one.
38 of Frank Peacock tries to line on up the 8 of Dylan Bryant here to figure out a way to get around him here. The 22 of Justin Hurst has made his way around the 2 of Jim Ott and is trying to figure out a way to hunt down that 41 of Mr. President Chris Gones, make his way back on up and try to fight for the lead. The 48 and the 32 Nick Biddy. Goodness gravy, these guys are like white on rice. They ain't leaving each other here.
Yeah, they're sticking together, that's for sure.
Both drivers giving it a pretty dang good effort here, and as long as my computer doesn't explode, let's go ahead
You've been
and...
having hardware issues.
Well, no, I brought the driver cams up, so I'm just making sure that, you know, the CPU doesn't decide to blow up on me here as we take a quick little ride here with the 32 of Nick Biddy, who looks like he at least lifted a little bit, give up on the fight for the time being with that 48 of Zethvalley. I think he's realizing that fighting is just hurting those tires even more and more, and they're only about halfway through this tire run.
Yeah, you might as well just cut your losses and go ahead and let him around 4 now. And wait for him to make a mistake or save a little fuel, run behind him here. Maybe study the other guy's line a little bit. There's something to be learned out there on the track.
That's the one machine of DW makes his way around the other DW, Mr. Dylan Walterman here, battling for some top 20 positions. The one trying to get his way back on up there in towards that top 15. DW would also like me to remind everybody that there's going to be a specialty charity race streamed over there at our good friends at Holler Boys Racing TV on YouTube for a fantastic cause. I guess families really struggling here during this Christmas time, and they could absolutely use your help coming up here on December 16th. You can see all the details, and there's even a QR code that you can scan and
cool.
Get some more information or a donation link all up and running for that one. They're still looking for people to fill out their field, so if you're available on December 16th, want to head over and help out a lovely family, there you go. There's a fantastic race for you. Looks like it's going to be a...
If we're not broadcasting it, we might as well run in it.
Maybe get the AAA team all together.
True.
Under
Haven't raced all together in a while.
I know. In the trucks at Vegas. You know we like Vegas.
Oh yeah, love the truck platforms.
We do.
What was the charity last night that Lone Star put that race on for?
It was Toys for Tots.
Oh, perfect. Great time of year for it.
Exactly. It was a fantastic time of year for it. They raised a whole bunch of money to help the kids that really and the families that during this Christmas time struggle a bit and really can't celebrate anything other than just being together. And so they're like, you know what? Let's make sure these kids get a happy childhood and get some toys and have good memories of Christmas. So raise some good money for that one as the 92 of Stubbs and Stub Nation comes on down into pit road.
Starting the routine here.
All right, well,
Still,
how's it been going here?
it's been going good. Having some fun.
All green.
Oh man, different than last night.
Nothing could go wrong now.
Yeah, I'm back, ready for the mayhem
And the fights.
Stubbsville's coming out of pits.
Yeah, it just looks like a quick splash and go here. Kind of leading on the same thing that we saw here last night, Turner, where we were questioning, you know, whether these guys had enough fuel to make it a full tire run here, and at least for Stubbs, I guess that isn't the case as we're going side by side for the race lead up here, up at the front. The two of Jim Ott getting some good speed and maybe falling into those worn out tires and enjoying the struggle bus out there as he just gets clear of that 41 machine. The 41 immediately looks back to the outside, maybe trying to pick up another run here, but not quite able to get the momentum going.
It takes so long to try to cross somebody over here. It can be done. Oh, 55 scraping the outside wall, allowing the 98 of Leach to easily get free of them there.
And here comes
you
the
gotta watch
81.
out there. Yeah, that quad oval's dangerous. It catches up on you real quick. Sneaks up on you, should I say. Hey, I've seen some crossovers happen in the infield. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but this place is wild. I spent a lot of time here. Seen some things that, probably got put on the internet. And on the bad ones, not like the regular internet, you know what I mean?
The dark web?
Not that dark, but
No.
the gray area web.
I don't even know what the dark web is.
Did you see a bunch of naked bikers having sex in the woods?
Well, I mean, it wasn't bikers, but it was other things, like doing things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had I think this is pretty much a free-for-all, Brown. I don't know. Look like it's kind of like the combination of the Bunny Ranch, the Stemmons Freeway in Dallas, where all the clubs are, the nasty ones. And then just a bunch of beer drinking and craziness.
Oh, well, yeah. Of course. But I mean, how are you supposed to putt with all that going on?
That's number 2. How do you squeeze in 2 Happy Gilmore references in such a short time?
By being a big Happy Gilmore fan, Alan.
There you go.
It's a great film.
It really is. I still think Caddyshack is better.
Yes, I agree. Love me some Caddyshack. I mean, that's Rodney Dangerfield, dude. I grew up watching him. He was awesome. He'd go on Johnny Carson. He was just a big comedy guy.
Kind of take over the show,
Yeah.
That was all that coke,
Well, I don't know about that. He was just having a good time. Making money. What about Bob Hope? Remember him? He's
Sure.
big golf guy. 81, Hayden Malcolm says he's pitting in.
And
He starts getting some action.
he was in the middle of a battle there with the 55 of Tom Barish, so he's letting good buddy move on around the outside as he lines on up for his pit stop here as we're getting closer and closer to that 40 laps in mark, which is kind of trying to split this thing up into thirds as best as they can. So I guess these guys can for the most part make it here on that fuel run here, Adam, as compared to last night. They really couldn't. I know there was some cautions and that through the whole playbook of what their pit strategy was going to be straight out the window. But good to see these guys are sticking it out there here tonight. It's 57 Russ Endicott trying to chase down the 7 of Tristan Cotton, and the 12 of Joe Thompson trying to catch up to him. But,
I think we have a little bit more fuel in these cars tonight than we did last night. But, I mean, it's kind of hard to compare. It's like apples and oranges, those trucks versus the Xfinity cars here.
Ooh, Yahtzee.
Either way, they're spreading out single file a bunch here. Not too much craziness happening.
Yeah, no, it kind of happened pretty quick as Chris Gones, Frank Peacock, let's see, PJ Cox, Seth Holly, Mark Collins all make their way on down into the pits as the one machine of DW trying to catch on up to that back bumper of the 20 of Justin Lawson down there on that bottom side. It looks like Man, the 20 machine really running up on that high line. I don't think I've ever seen anybody run up that high through the corner. Maybe it's just because he saw the one machine coming up to that back bumper. To Jim Ott, Dylan Bryant, Justin Hurst, Anthony Williams, Joe David. Here comes Lawson, Durkee, whole bunch of other people as well coming on down into the pits. So here we go. It is definitely go time for these pit crews down here.
Yep. Albert Anderson, America's Drivers, coming down. Maybe we'll see some action with the blending back onto the track, because we haven't seen really that much action tonight. Kind of riding along.
Yeah, it was just kind of pleasant trees, a little do-si-dos, but yeah, that's, other than that, it's been a pretty calm evening here up to Texas Motor Speedway. Again, also we got some cloud. Ooh, looks like the 9 machine having a little rough go of it down there on pit road, trying to get around some traffic there.
Yeah, there'll be some cold tires and old tires for a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, having this race at night, it just keeps the track cool, give these guys a little bit of that extra grip. So I don't think they're really slipping and sliding as much as
the number 6
Joe
is.
David. Yeah.
But right into the pits. That wasn't too bad.
a little lockup coming on down pit road.
Oh, I don't think he was coming down pit road. I couldn't really tell. Maybe he was.
He may have missed the cone. I'll watch for a black flag here.
He did miss the cone. He did. Was he coming down, or did he?
I don't know. I was with him, and it didn't look like he was. It looked like he lost it before. That doesn't mean he didn't try to jerk it late.
And I was just coming off of turn 4, back end, stepping around on him there. You're right.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Decided to just go ahead and come on down since he was already headed that direction.
I mean, you're already there.
Yeah.
We want to see somebody fight. We hadn't seen much of nothing.
Just a bunch of guys, mostly single file out here.
Well, if this is the case, I'll just run over to Bucky's, and there's a Rudy's over there, and I'll grab us some of the snacks. And I'll be back, you know.
You'll have Rudy's up there?
Yeah, we got Rudy's everywhere. What is wrong with you?
I remember one in San Antonio when I was a kid.
Oh, they're everywhere. It's a good breakfast on the go if you want a good breakfast taco. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they did breakfast.
Oh, yeah, man. Rudy's breakfast. You can get a breakfast egg and brisket. What's wrong with you? And or sausage and
I'm
egg.
here for lunch usually.
Well, could have broadened your horizons.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I'm missing out living up here in New England. I don't got all these great food places you guys keep talking about.
Well, we have good, cool stuff, but we don't have lobster rolls and chowder.
Well, we don't have lobster rolls either. It's the end of the season.
Oh, well, you get them, though, at some point.
You gotta food saver them and freeze them.
Yeah, we don't even get them fresh. We get them, like, out of that imitation stuff.
I have a can.
Yeah, we don't get all that. So we all have our, you know, the good points.
Yeah.
How about the chowder, though? You got chowder right now. Isn't it chowder season?
Well, yeah, if you like chowder, which I don't.
You can eat clams all year, can't you?
You can, I think.
I mean, it's the
They
ocean.
probably grow them in a laboratory. Bill Gates, I think he's just growing them at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taken over the apple cider vinegar game and added an ingredient. You know,
What ingredient?
I don't know, but he added something.
Love.
Yeah. Commie. Well, yeah, Brown, you'd like a Rudy's taco, breakfast taco, I think.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you one next time you're down.
It's a draft root beer on tap down
Oh,
there,
yeah.
too, that I recall.
At Bucky's?
At Rudy's.
Yeah, Bucky's does too.
A draft root beer?
Yeah. On tap.
And we got that at our brewery. We make root beer too in the beer kettles and carbonate it and keg it just like a beer and put it on tap.
099 Albert Anderson makes his way around the 38 of Frank Peacock here. Everybody hitting their pit boxes. And we're back to green flag running here. Trying to get our way up to the halfway point of this race. 32 Nick Biddy back into battle, except this time it's with the one of DW going side by side here. The NTG Toyota of DW making quick work of the 32.
9 machine staying high, letting a few cars around here. But it's not really the 9. I don't.
Oh, 79 Jarrett Woodard.
Oh, is that Jarrett Woodard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
The 7's invisible.
You couldn't figure out the number tonight?
It's the 7's invisible.
They should have put a duct tape 7 on there. That's what they do at the dirt track. I
Yeah.
think you put like if somebody else showed up running the number 4, you'd have to be like the 4A or something.
Yeah.
4X.
But Jared Woodard, he actually broke the rules and has the wrong number on his car.
What do you get? You kick him?
I mean, I can't
Can't
do
do that.
I can just admonish him here on
You can just verbally abuse him. He can't respond.
Yeah, he can't say anything to me unless he's in the podium. Then I can really get to him.
Larry Dickerson out there in the YouTube chat pulling for Albert Anderson and Russ Endicott. Thank you for being here, sir. And Jay Walterman out there once again supporting Dylan, saying, "Give her the onion."
What's that, man?
I don't know what it means, but I guess they do. So
Have you ever heard that Tom T. Hall song where he loves onions?
no, I know the He Loves Beer song.
No, he's got the song and he also mentions onions.
Oh,
He loves, dogs on a walk and he loves onions.
oh, that's in that song. The song I Love. Yeah.
Yeah, that song.
Okay. Also, remember Robert Earl King talking about the enchiladas with lots of cheese and onions.
Yeah. And he's right.
He can keep the guacamole salad though. That's
The first song he wrote was about the restaurant I used to go to, Larry's Mexican, the finest establishment
in Houston.
in the Houston area. But yeah, he wrote it. He's like 9. He wrote a song about that, the enchiladas at Larry's.
Nice.
Yeah, a little fun fact. Nobody cares about. But we are in Texas. We might as well make it Texas themed here tonight.
Sure. Next, we want to go to HEB.
HEB, and I want to head down to Papa Joe's. Shoot somebody in the face after a dice game. 22.
Yeah. Zeth Holly in VR again here tonight.
Oh yeah, all locked and loaded. He's even got. You see, he's smart. He doesn't have the fan blown on his face right in front of him. He's got the fan behind him, so that way it can kind of curve around the back of his head. So smart guy.
It gets behind that little. I don't know if it's like I've got one of the HP ones, and it's a little bit more comfortable than the Oculus I used to have.
Oh, the foam sits a little bit better.
Yeah, it's almost like a styrofoam on the newer one. It's strange, but it's comfortable and it still lets air through there, so your eyeballs can breathe and not sweat so much.
Something that's not Texas is Joseph Thompson's car. It's Menards. I always wanted to go to a Menards. Never been.
You'd love it.
It's like a dream. I see it every time I see them talking about Menards on racing stuff.
It's like
I need to go to Menards. I want to go so bad.
It's like a super Walmart with a Home Depot inside it, so you can get your lettuce and your eggs, and your 2x4s and bags of Sack Creek all in one place.
Some brake fluid.
You get brake fluid, some chain link fencing.
The concept amazes me. Whenever I'm in that vicinity, I'm going to find
Like
one.
a Tractor Supply as well. Depends I guess it depends on where you go. Remember the one I went in? It had everything.
Oh, well, they got to push them south a little bit. I think I could use one around here. I'd love to check it out.
The nearest one to us is like in Missouri or something.
I think it's Kansas, yeah.
Is it Kansas? Okay.
Yeah. Well, straight north of me is Kansas.
Ooh, 7 in the wall there, Alan. Did you catch that?
I did, yeah. The 7 of Tristan Cotton coming through that quad oval, just kind of giving a little bit of a love tap to that outside wall. Able to keep things running here, but they kind of locked in a tight little group here. Got that 38 of Frank Peacock. You got the 22 Justin Hurst, 4 of Anthony Williams. The 7 who's currently a lap down there as well. So there's some tight racing still going on up in there, and looks like Frank Peacock up kind of at the front of that line trying to guide things around. 51 of Chris Klein looking like he's ready to take it side by side with the 48 of Zeth Holly.
Yeah.
And then
Who's that on YouTube?
Blitz Ryu.
Yeah.
Blitz Ryu saying, let's go. Gonzi. Chris Gones is the driver of the 41.
Isn't that what hockey players, they always just say E at the end of your name?
Yeah,
like,
baseball too. They do that same thing.
Let's go, Alany.
Hey, no.
Let's go,
That
Englishy.
doesn't work.
No.
It doesn't work.
Well, works with one single syllable names, I think.
How about Brownie? That would work for you, man.
Yeah.
They call you Brownie.
Brownie.
Yeah, I got that a lot in high school.
Yeah. I guess you just have to have the name set up for the E. But I noticed it is like I thought it was a hockey thing, but you're right. Baseball players do it too.
I got in trouble in junior high because a girl named Tiffany Daggy called me Alan English Book, so I called her Tiffany Doggy because her name was Daggy. Then I threw a rock at her, and then I had to go to the principal's office.
Yeah, I don't think they had to do anything with the name. I think it was the assault that occurred.
Well, that's how it started.
That's aggravated assault in Texas too, by the way. That's you statute of limitations is up, but I mean you were already a felon in 2nd grade.
It's in junior high. I knew what I was doing.
Oh, junior high. Okay, yeah.
It was like a handful of like those little pebble rocks, like they have in the playground.
Could have put an eye out.
I don't think I could have killed anyone. I always carry a handful of them around in my pocket with me. And then when we would go under one of those walkways with the tin roof, I'd throw them straight up in the air and they'd rain down on the tin, and people would look around like, what the hell was that?
You gotta have your pocket sand.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What an education.
It's like
South
Shawshank
Texas.
Redemption, but instead of dropping the dirt in the yard, I was throwing the rocks up on the roof. Things you do when you're a kid.
Yeah. Ooh, boy, oh boy. 7 of Tristan Cotton riding on the edge there. Clips the apron in the middle of 3 and 4. Able to wrangle that car back under control. He's got the 31 of Scott Milner racing hard behind him here, trying to figure out a way to make up some spots here. We continue to race along here just past the halfway point in this playoff race from Texas Motor Speedway.
You're going to have to keep me reined in. I'm the one rambling here tonight about...
Ramble away.
Oh, man.
We were kind of in one of those races where it's not going to... Unless we have a caution or we get close to the end, we just kind of have to have some fun with it,
13 cars still on the lead lap here, too. So, I mean, there's still some battling going on.
So who did you throw rocks at? What was her name?
Tiffany Daggy?
Tiffany Daggy, and you called her Doggy.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Well, I mean, don't start no crap, there won't be no crap. That's my motto.
Apparently so. Yahtzee.
As we continue to race around here, we got about 20 more laps before we see drivers come on down and make their way into pit road once again for their possibly final pit stops and possibly final set of tires. Let me ask you this here, English. 41 Chris Goins really falling off the pace here, but looking at it, his pit time was like a 12.7. I don't think they got all 4 tires on that machine.
No, I think you're right. He may have just done outsides only and crammed it full of gas. Not really the strategy I would take, but sometimes you got to kind of do the opposite, do something different. I mean, he's still on the lead lap. It's right where you want to be. Still in the top 10, 23 seconds or so off the leader. I mean, Jim Ott out there, 3 seconds on everybody. I mean, on Dylan Bryant. And then 6 seconds behind him is Anderson. And then you got another
7 seconds behind
10.
him.
Yeah, it's so spread out here.
America's driver Albert Anderson doing some good driving here tonight. As speaking of Chris Goins, here he comes right on down into pit road. I wonder if he's coming on down, and it might be a little too early to put a set of wheels on, but we'll see here in just a second.
Maybe a fuel only to set himself up for 4 tires later. Let's see what he does down here. That's a full stop right there, bud.
Yep, full stop for Mr. Chris Goins.
Well, what's the thought process behind that?
Well, he had a short stop last time. We think he took right sides only.
Okay, I see.
And it, at least from our perspective, it definitely cost him quite a few positions and quite a lot of time. Again, you know, the two of Jim Ott just out here running on the freight train rails that go right through English's house. Just cruising here.
Putting on a clinic. That's what I like to call it. That's exactly what he's doing. He's showing these guys what for.
Hayden Malcolm said he's coming down.
Watch here, it's the 81 makes its way on down into pit road. Ugh, excuse me.
Man, this race is really on fire. Keeping the broadcasters going.
I had a late day at work today.
Oh, I'm with you.
Same here. Hayden Malcolm, of course, one of the newer drivers here, hails from the great state of Texas. So his home track. So him and Cotton both out here. Drivers from the Lone Star State competing at Texas Motor Speedway here tonight under the lights.
Well, they probably weren't around when we had the cool Texas World Speedway, College Station. They did run a NASCAR race there, I think at least one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's where Willie Nelson had the picnic and burned up. There was a bunch of cars burned up in the parking lot. You know, good memories. That was like 74.
Before the IRS thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, before the IRS. IRS was in the 80s. After the IRS thing, Willie was doing shows everywhere. I'd turn around everywhere I was. Willie's over here. Willie's over here at this bar. Willie's at the rodeo over here. He didn't even care. I was like, Willie was everywhere.
They didn't release those tapes. He actually called them the IRS tapes to help him, get his money back and stuff after having to pay all those fines. And
yeah, you got to pay them.
Everything. Yeah.
They took it.
Took everything he had.
Yeah, I think they made a deal. I think you got to keep the golf course.
They took his bus, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I'd have to do some real hard research on that. I know they might have held it, put a lien on it or something. You don't want to mess with the
bus, do you know?
No, I can't remember.
Willie Nelson trivia for you.
Man, I got too much stuff in my brain to think of that one right now.
I know.
Although I did see it when I was in the 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Parked outside my school, yeah.
Jim Ott now making his way on down onto pit road here to get. I don't know. I don't think they can make it to the end from here. That's
I don't think so either.
about 55 laps, so I think we're gonna be seeing maybe some splash and goes or some final pit stops here in a little bit. Dylan Bryant able to stay on out for a little while longer. Frank Peacock still kind of locked into the 3rd position right now, but the 22 Justin Hurst just really hasn't let that back bumper go with the 38 machine here tonight. Chris Klein, Mark Collins, and Nick Biddy all making their way on down pit road as well.
Collins speeding. He just got black flagged on the 23. Well, that's going to cost him, what, 40 seconds, which is a lap?
Yes. And Mac is going to go probably at least 2 laps down here.
Tough break for Mac in the 23. That's rough.
Yeah, Dylan Bryant, Frank Peacock, and Justin Hurst all down onto pit road now as well. That leaves the 099 of Albert Anderson running out there kind of all by himself for the time being. If I'm Albert, and the fuel situation looks pretty good, do you try to at least get it up there to lap 80 so you possibly have a chance to run the rest of this race completely clear?
I think he would, but I think he just announced. Yeah.
So hard to predict what these guys are doing. It's the Honeysuckle Rose. Everybody knows that English. That's the bus I saw when I was a kid.
Google it.
You did have to Google it. I forgot.
It was driving you nuts. Yeah.
It was.
When I can't think of something and I know the answer, but I just can't.
Is he still in that bus, or did he get a new bus because he's so rich now?
Oh, the bus I saw 25 years ago was a newer bus than that.
Okay, so he's upgraded.
Oh, yeah. Big fancy rigs.
Now, I don't know this, but it's like for tour buses and all that kind of stuff, are they like boats where once when you name it, it sticks with that one? Or if you get a new one, you can rename it and maybe just add like the number 2 after it?
2 in Roman numerals or something?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question. Dale Watson had Johnny Bush's bus, but that Johnny Bush's bus was somebody else's bus before. I don't know how they do it. We got to get in the industry and start asking questions. Somebody said sorry for something. Little action right now. 51, the 2, the 79.
Oh. Yeah, it got a little tight right there for a second.
And not everybody there on the same lap, so that definitely caused some interesting diversity there as DW and Sean Roberts make their way on down onto pit road, completing our kind of sort of pit cycle here this time around. Waiting on
pretty close between the 57 and the 22. About had some contact there. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're good.
I thought something was going to happen.
I mean, you just called out one of the 5 exciting points of this race, so go ahead. Feel free.
There was a big difference in speed. I think the 57 was trying to merge.
And it could be that these guys are just talented enough to not crash into each other. Let's put it that way. But
true. It's one of the cleaner leagues out there.
Man. It's just like I listened to sports talk on the way in and out of work, and the night shift keep bringing up here recently. I guess there was, I don't know if it was like Cleveland Browns game back in like 90s or something like that, and there was a guy that was working the industry who had to make one of those highlight packages for that game, and one of the highlights that made it in was a punt. Not a punt return, nothing like that, just a punt. That's how, I guess.
I think I remember that game.
awful that game was.
Yeah, it was I think that was like a famous game for being terrible. There's a lot of bad ones for the Browns.
People laugh at punters all they want to, but it's hard to pin that thing, inside the 4-yard line or 3-yard line down there, trying to cut it on an angle and get it to fall just out of bounds and cross over. And
yeah, well, thankfully I'm a Patriots fan, so they don't have a difficult task with that. They can just let their punter kick it as hard as he can.
Try to kick it as far as it can down the field.
Yep.
You really have to aim anyway.
No, not really. Had a really good one. I think it ended up going for almost like 70 yards or something like that.
Have you ever watched Australian rules football where they kick it through the thing? That's like my favorite non-American sport, I think.
They kick it through the.
They got like 4 posts.
Like,
yeah, there's like 4 goalposts. So there's 3. You hit it through the uprights, the main uprights, that's 6 points. And if you hit it through the other, I think it's 2 or 3 points. I don't know, but it's pretty entertaining, man.
check it out.
I recommend.
Australian rules football.
Yeah, they do it in the summertime. Our summertime, their wintertime. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the Earth is round, and then
I understand.
in the southern hemisphere they have, summer when we have winter, and winter when we have summer.
Well, do you know why that is?
Why?
Yeah.
The tilt of the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
The globe.
Just making sure you remember that middle school education that you were throwing rocks through there. English.
I mean, I was throwing rocks at people on
Yeah.
boats, but I was still paying attention.
Yeah, oh, Doggy. Really tried to salt that poor woman. She's probably still terrified.
Oh, 3 wide. Oh, goodness. Got the
job by Chris Klein, man. Stick it in there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. It got the 38 of Frank Peacock here trying to race with the 51 of Chris Klein, 22 of Justin Hurst, and the 98 of Connor Leach. And also got Jim Ott here. Oh, man, talk about just flying. Lapping the field all the way up through 7th.
Dang, that's crazy.
Where do you even watch Australian rules football? At ESPN 8, the Ocho?
No, Fox 2, Fox Sports 2. It's on.
Oh, okay.
It's really it comes on real late at night. Remember when we were watching like Japanese horse racing with Brown at one night? Kind of like that time of night. It'd be a good gambling. Maybe we should gamble on that this next summer. I'll get with my bookie.
Oh, the chef.
Hayden Malcolm coming down.
Give it the chef. Really liked Adelaide this year. I don't know how they turned out.
Is Adelaide the only team you know?
And Sydney, and there's some others.
Does Perth have a team?
Yeah, Perth has a team. Yes, Perth has a team.
Ooh, 98.
98. Yeah, nice save.
Normally we talk about him doing his victory drifts around the track once when he picks up the win, but here tonight, getting a little loose during the race.
He's practicing.
Yeah, getting it all locked on in as the 1 and the 22 now go side by side, battling for some top 10 positions here. 05 PJ Cox making his way on down into pit road for his final pit stop. Same thing with the
Justin
38.
Hurst on his way as well. Justin Hurst, Ohio man.
Oh no, I'm scared of them. Okay, the biggest movers: Joe Thompson up 9, now 10. Timothy Stubblefield up 13. Dylan Walterman up 10. Seth Hawley up 10. Connor Leach up 17. Chris Klein up 18. And Albert Anderson is up 7. And Dylan Bryant's up 9. So there you go. Biggest movers up front so far tonight.
Yes, sirree, as Albert, Dylan, Anthony Williams all making their way on down into pit road for their final pit stops here. Jim Hunt staying on out. 41 to Chris Goins. Leapfrogging back on up into that number 2 spot right now.
48 machines. Zeth Holly got a fan out there here tonight. Plus EV Racing pulling for Zeth out there.
Having a pretty good night. He and that 32 Biddy had a really good battle during the kind of first section of this race. They really wouldn't get away from each other like they had magnets in those cars. Here is we're really closing in on it within 30 laps of the end here tonight. Coming at you from Texas Motor Speed. We're going to take a very quick step aside here to bring you some thank yous from some of the fantastic sponsors of the NTRL here, and when we return, we'll have the final finishing stages of this race here tonight. So stay tuned. As we return, and oh goodness gracious, we got ourselves a yellow here tonight. Let's go ahead and kind of see what it was, and it was the 9 machine. Jarrett Woodard, oh, he was getting all slip and slidey, and iRacing says, we got enough traffic coming on up while he was still sideways a little bit there, but it's time to throw that yellow. So as that S4 guy is mentioning, game on. Final time to get everybody all grouped back on up together here. The problem is there's so many people that are going to be trapped a lap down here.
Oh yeah, this is one of those situations where, you know, you may have a bunch of guys stay out just to get the wave around and then pit after the fact, just so they can get a lap back.
So
I don't know what you do here. Some of these guys are going to get away around because they're not going to pit because they just pitted.
Yep. What's that? Oh, the old game of strategery here. So to a Jim Ott and the 41 of Chris Gones. I'll make it on down into pit road here. So a whole bunch of people are starting to get that that wave around. And looks like the one DW will follow with the DW here as they make their way around behind this pace car and just see what they how many people elect to stay out here.
Few so far. I'm showing 4 cars scored on lead lap only right now. Ott, Gones, Klein, and Welch. That will change during this round of stops, though, I think. Oh, man, we made it so far into this race, what, about 2/3 of the way before we saw our first caution? Maybe a little farther than that.
Even farther than that, because it kind of came out almost right when it was about 25 laps to go. So yeah, it made it a long way, and it was just I think, you know, cold tires coming out of turn number 4.
Well, that's something that you guys predicted. We'd see some self spins, and it just took that long for it to happen. And of course, Jarrett Woodard, one of our friendly Canadian drivers out there, was the victim of some slick conditions out there. So.
Yeah, that indeed he was. As it's like we're gonna be going around a couple more times here before heading on back to the green flag. So we're gonna be going back green with about 20 laps to go.
It's bound to happen. I mean, we were too clean, guys. I mean, we don't want to be perfect here.
Rarely do we get a caution in the middle of the little commercial package there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
There's always a first. Adelaide Stadium. Oh, corporate box. I'd like to see that. All right, so do you think all the strategery is going to pay off for these guys up front? Do you think they got it figured out?
I'm not sure, man. This is. I think we have enough racing left. And we're stacking everybody back up. Everybody's spread out pretty quick in this race here tonight, but now everybody's stacked back up. I think we're going to have another caution here before too long.
I tend to agree. Brown cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, that they do. It's definitely going to get things all tighter on up, and gonna be definitely something interesting to watch on out for. Here's the one machine gets the wave around, and here comes a whole slew of other people getting the wave around on that pace car here. So the lights turn on off, and we get ready to head on back to the green flag. I got to break out my little logbook here, because Plus EV's asking to place a wager on Gones. He's asking what are the odds. Man, coming into this race, he was plus, I don't know, I think like right around plus 250 for the win. At this point, I think those odds have come on down to probably 2 to 1.
Yeah,
you should have bet earlier.
Well, you can, in the degenerate gambler world, you can kind of bet the whole race or the whole game, and the odds fluctuate. It's pretty fun.
So
that's what happened here.
Well, that's what I like about I think it's DraftKings. They've got same game parlays that you can do.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Which is usually a pretty fun time here. As here we go, pace car coming off down and out of the way, back onto pit road, and here we go. Green flag racing here once again with 20 laps left to go. The 2 of Jim Ott with a great restart here. 41 of Chris Gones tucking right into line. Same thing with the 51 of Chris Klein, just immediately just slipping down into line. Really, the close action that we're seeing, it's all lap traffic here as that 2 of Jim.
Out.
Oh, yeah, we got a little bit of a pileup back there. Dylan Walterman getting involved.
A Walty. Oh, we knew it might happen.
Oh, the 57. 57 in the... looks like the 6 getting snagged up with each other there. Oh, yeah, 57 just getting loose coming off of turn number 2 and trickles right down into the 6, which then heads on down to the 99 of Walterman, and oh, bumpers are flying.
Man.
Did he think he was clear of the 6? I'm not sure he was losing it. He may have just been coming down to move down low. I don't know. I can't tell.
Look at all the pieces flying, though.
Either way, yeah, those cars are in a bunch of pieces.
Our racing has come a long way with the graphics model and all that stuff. It's pretty fun to be a part of it.
Sure.
We're still waiting for that call, Brown, from these guys from Boston. Do we need to go, hang out in their headquarters?
Call for what?
Well, I think we could do like the alternative for the Coca-Cola race.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah.
have their regular race, the guys calling it, which are professionals. Didn't you have like, us, like the Peyton Manning version of the,
Oh, okay, I got you. So
you know what I mean?
you got the normal broadcast, the Spanish
hmm
broadcast, and then us.
Then
Then,
the dum dum,
yeah, the people that just heckle each other
like the
and the
podcast
drivers.
broadcast. That's what we'll call it, the podcast broadcast. And we just talk about stupid stuff, and then some racing, of course.
I mean, we're doing that already.
I
Talking about
know.
Derek's leg and tortillas and
Well,
Menards and
I know, but I think the masses would want to hear this, in a big time race like that. That's just a
bookies,
thought. Yeah, bookies. That might be
astronaut,
gratifying.
crazy
Ooh,
astronaut chicks that drive
oh,
across the country with the diapers.
her last name was Novak or something. Nowak or
Like,
something. That was a great story. My favorite astronaut story of all time. It really is.
greater than Neil Armstrong.
Well, he
walking
didn't
on the
really
moon.
land it. No, he didn't walk on the moon. That was in a
That's what
studio
they
in
said.
Hollywood.
No, I
No, that
saw it.
happened in Hollywood. Everybody knows that. But yes, it was the greatest astronaut, and it's the greatest astronaut love story. I'm surprised Hallmark hadn't picked kind of a version up.
It'd probably be.
Made,
Probably wouldn't be on Hallmark. It'd be on
made
Oxygen
it,
or whatever.
made it their own. I'm sure there's a movie about it.
Oh,
True love in the astronaut
yeah.
world.
The
Yeah,
NASA love triangle.
Walterman got it fixed. He's clean again. That was a crazy love triangle, man. Has to go down in top 10.
Like, what was her intentions? Like, she had zip ties and
No, I don't think she was going to go down there and have.
kidnap the chick.
I don't think she was going to take her to Disney World and hang
No, I
out.
don't think so.
She probably was going to feed her to the alligators.
Could be.
I don't know. I'd like to have a sit-down interview with said person. I'm sure she's out of jail by now. She's probably flying, like Delta at the moment. Because they're all pilots and stuff. She's probably just a Delta pilot doing the same thing with, her co-pilots becoming obsessed.
American Eagle, they got her one of those little bitty planes.
Oh, man. I don't know how we get to where we get sometimes.
I don't know either.
Well, I mean, that came out. It started in Houston, so we're Texas themed tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You worked that in.
Yeah. Texas theme.
So the lights on the pace car turn off. Same thing along the catch fence. I really like how they did that. Put those lights up there on the fence.
It is cool.
I like it.
And Jay Walterman saying sorry to Dylan. There's that man. You at least were clean. Nothing really he could have done. He got billiard into that wreck.
That happens, man. That's just racing in general. You half the time you don't really deserve it. It just happens to you.
See what the 41 Popple machine of Chris Goins has for Jim Ott here, but I have a feeling Jim likes where he's starting here on the inside. If he gets a good jump, he's going to be gone.
It's definitely a possibility there. Don't be stirring nothing up there, Larry.
Yeah. Larry. Yeah, we know where the Oilers are from. That's my team. I watched them in the Astrodome. Trying to get me fired up. They got stolen from Tennessee.
Jay Walterman is Dylan Walterman's mom out there. So thanks for watching, Mom. We love it when the families and friends get involved out here, and it looks like pace car's down.
That indeed it is, and here we go back to the green flag. 15 laps to go as everybody's all stacked up side by side, rumbling and bumbling down into turns 1 and 2. Jim Ott with another great restart, able to jump right out there to the front, followed by Chris Goins, Chris Klein, and Albert Anderson. The one of DW trying to figure out his way around America's driver here, all tucked into line with the 8 behind him, and the 33, Sean Roberts, trying to figure out a way up through this madness here as well. He was your last lucky dog here as, ooh, bumpers are already flying here. Somebody's missing a piece of their car.
Ooh. Well, they're still green, but they're kind of scrambling now. You can feel the aggression ramping up, as you like to say, English.
Yeah, Catherine Ott out there, pulling for Ott out there on the track saying, get some. It's out there making it look easy.
Well, getting some right now is that 1 and the 51 going side by side, as here we go. Chris Goins, we know it was a matter of time for that Popple machine, slipping and sliding his way on down low and around the 2 of Jim Ott to take the lead away here. Again, the 2 machine, though, just might be saving up a little bit of those tires, although the 90, Chris Goins did take a full stop on 97 compared to Jim Ott's, looked like splash and go on 97. So maybe some fresher tires here for the 41 compared to the 2.
That S4 guy out there saying hashtag new leader. That's right. Making it interesting here, late. Paul says Pool takes the whole enchilada. I guess that's a betting thing. I don't know. And then the Oilers are from Edmonton.
Yeah.
That's
Edmonton,
also true.
Alberta, Canada?
Yep, the hockey team. That's the hockey
team.
Oilers.
Okay, I got you.
That's not the football Oilers. They're from Houston.
See.
Joe Ford out there saying sweet racing. Go ahead there, Alan.
Yeah, got the 8 of Dylan Bryant finding a way to get around the 99 of Albert Anderson, and both of them get around that 2 of Jim Ott. So the older tires really struggling here for Ott here at the conclusion here of this race with about 10 laps left to go. Goins just absolutely driving like a madman, trying to stay clear of everybody behind him here.
Oh, Paul, he meant to say Popple. Dang, autocorrect. Yeah, it happens.
Who's
Yeah,
Popple?
it's the sponsor.
Ooh,
of
3 wide.
41.
Oh, goodness. Oh, 98 Connor Leach stuck in the middle, 3 wide. Whole bunch of racing action going on here. Oh, my goodness.
And now it's getting fun.
Bird.
Yeah, you got the 05, and I think that's the 38 as well. Of course, everybody's not on the same lap here, so it's tough to tell who's fighting for what in this mix.
You got the 32 there, that green car. That's Nick Biddy. And then the 38's right behind him here, car or 2 back. Oh, 51, Chris Klein making it tight here as he moves down the track in front of Connor Leach. Leach and the 32 touch a little bit there.
Yeah, they did make contact, a little right side romance going on between those 2 drivers. Man, still going 3 wide here, because here comes the actual 38 of Frank Peachock around the outside lane.
You got the 7 and the 22 just itching to get around as well, but oh, 7 looking to the outside. Look at Cotton getting up in the marbles to make the pass on the 51. Wow, what a move.
Yeah, nobody cares at this moment. Let's just tear them up. Let's drive right through them. This is what I like to see right here. Real good racing.
A naked aggression. Like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the playoffs. You gotta do whatever it takes to get you those points to stay alive and at least get to that final race here.
I'm dropping like a stone there, guys. Something's wrong with that car.
Look at the tires.
He's losing a ton of positions quickly.
Goins is taking off, though, like a rocket.
And that he has as we continue to stay with this action in this group. Goodness gracious. Still going 2 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide here as everyone battling and jockeying for whatever spots that they can gather here.
Playoff contention, playoff point results and stuff on the line here too. This is a playoff race.
Yeah, so you want to do even if you're not going to win, you want to just kind of push as hard as you can to get those points, and that's what we're seeing right now.
And 7 now trying to line up that 48. Not quite able to get the run here, but gonna slowly make his way on up. But here comes the 4 of Anthony Williams trying to look around to the 13, trying to get around Paul Durkee. Closing in on about 4 laps left to go. In the meantime, it's Chris Goins, Dylan Bryant, and Albert Anderson. DW just on the outside of that, looking on in, trying to find a little bit of speed. He does have, well, I was going to say he does have the tires. The problem is he last pitted back on lap 79 compared to Anderson's lap 90. So we'll see about that one.
Big difference.
Yeah, but so Anderson took a fuel only on 90, and Welch took a full stop on 79.
Welch got turned.
Yeah, 48. Zeth Hawley got right in the back of the one and almost turned him.
Great save by Derek.
Well, Welch had a hell of a save.
I think he might have 2 legs at this point. He's really driving well.
The other one's grown back. They grew one in a lab for him, and I guess the rejection drugs are working, and so is his new leg.
Molted out of,
Guess that could happen. Whoa! More contact between the 32 and the 48.
Oh, more contact.
Golly.
32 just sending it, and then we got another driver driving up against the outside wall, just trying to figure out a way through this madness without wrecking here with 2 laps left to go.
Yeah, it was Tristan Cotton just trying to stay out of the way. I think he got it up into some marbles and kind of slid up to the outside wall, but yeah, more door banging between the 48 and the 32. Love it.
This is it, Brown.
And this is indeed it as the white flag comes on out. We're going to stay with this action here for just a moment longer as that one of DW tries to find a way to catch on up to that 099 of America's driver. And Albert Anderson, the field making its way on down through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, way out in front, Chris Goins crossing the line to pick up the race win. Dylan Bryant, and then followed by Albert Anderson for your first, second, and third out here.
Man.
Kirk Welch and Jim Ott will round out your top 5. 7 cars finished on the lead lap. The last 2 were Chris Klein and Sean Roberts.
That's a fun race.
And a little bit of confusion, I think, among some of the drivers of who they were racing because, as Derek Welch mentioned on the radio, a lot of lap cars mixed in the jumble there.
Well, at the same time, I think that's what made it fun is I think whether people knew who they were racing or not, they just saw a car in front of them. They're like, you know what? I want to pass that guy. I don't care if he's a lap down or a lap ahead of me. I want to get around him.
It's instinctive.
It really is. I mean, you ever drive down the highway and then see somebody and you're just like, I'm going to pass him.
I side draft people on the interstate. That's how into it I am.
Yeah, I do that, and then I just always keep that pistol at my side, though.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to need it.
Monte Carlo and I have Monte Carlo next to me, and we both have our cruise set on the same speed. I'll just throw a little side draft on the back end of it and try to gain that extra.
Monte Carlo, they hadn't made those in like 20 years.
That's the first thing that popped in my head.
I will say, you got to be careful with that, especially you and me there, English, because we race in that VR. I got to be careful that I don't do any plate racing before I go to work, because next thing you know, you're going to have a tractor trailer blowing up your back bumper.
True.
Oh, man. But, yeah, pretty solid race here tonight. That has 4 guys saying that'll be expensive. As we go ahead and start to talk with some of our drivers, and let's get things started on off with tonight's 3rd place finisher here this evening, and it's our good buddy and America's driver, Mr. Albert Anderson, finding his way on up to a fantastic podium finish here. Albert, man, talk about an endurance race here tonight. Really not getting any cautions until about 20 laps to go. This one was all about the long run strategy.
Yeah, it definitely was. Strategy played a big part in it tonight. Dylan and I were on different strategies. He saved the set. I used all my tires up. I was thinking that it was going to go green, so I really didn't want to see that caution come out. And it stacked us all back up, and then it put us back behind the lap down cars. And then another caution immediately came out and put us all back up front. And I guess a lot of the guys were on the same strategy as I did, and it just kind of worked out at the end of the night, and I ended up getting a good finish.
Well, it's been a little while since we talked to you, on the podium up here, but great job out there tonight. Little change of pace next week. You guys are headed to the Glen, headed to Watkins Glen for that amazing road course out there. How are you feeling about it?
I think everybody knows how I feel about racing on European road courses. I'm not a big fan of road courses at all. I'll get out there, turn some laps, try to get a good finish, and not get in anybody's way. But I'll definitely be looking forward to coming back to the mile and a halves, and especially the super speedways.
Nice.
Well, that's where you make your money. America's driver, good job tonight. Little battle. It was. You were quiet there, and then you ended up at the top. I guess you had some real strategery going on. So, who'd you like to give some shout outs to?
Well, first, I'd like to thank George Bush for the word strategery.
I love
And then good old GW. But yeah, just my team, All-Star Racing, Russell Endicott. Dylan Bryant's kind of an affiliate. He's an unofficial team member. And he's my buddy. Love racing with Dylan, love racing with Russell. And just a whole all-star program all the way around. DW for putting the race on and hosting it. This fancy paint job you're looking at is done by Daniel Polchlag at DEP Race Graphics. He's did a heck of a job on this paint. I really love it. And he's got some new paints coming out for me too. And you guys, man, all the admins and then you guys in the booth. One of the highlights of my night is getting to go back and watch the replays and see what Adam had to say while I was driving, what I missed.
It wasn't too crazy tonight, don't worry. But glad you're actually watching it, man.
All right, guys, you guys are the greatest, man. Have a good night.
Awesome, man. Again, congratulations to Albert Anderson, your third place finisher here tonight from Texas Motor Speedway. Good luck next week there, buddy.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
As we continue our move up this podium, let's go ahead and talk to tonight's second place finisher, and he's no stranger to the broadcast booth, Mr. Dylan Bryant in the 8 machine, up 11 spots on the day to drive on home in second place, man. Congratulations. It came on down to strategy like we talked with Albert there, and your strategy looked like it turned out pretty dang good.
Yeah, it definitely did. I really didn't need that caution to fly. Albert was on a different strategy than me, but it kind of worked out for the both of us when we thought that he was going to fall back, because I think he had like 10 laps older tires than me, but that's, I did short pit, but I didn't expect the caution to fly out. So now I kind of wish I had something for Chris, but I think he had fresher tires than I did.
Well, the Superman Pepsi Toyota Supra looked hot out there tonight, and look, next week, you guys are, the yellow flags are being taken out of it, right? So you guys are running at Watkins Glen. So it's consistency is the name of the game there. Stay out of trouble. You're not going to get the yellow to bail you out. We know you can run the road course or two. You look forward to that one?
Yeah. Actually, Watkins Glen is probably my favorite road course.
Same here.
So I'm, a top 10 there would be great. So next week's going to be about just staying on the track, making as least amount of mistakes as possible. And if you do that, I feel like that anybody has a shot to get a top 10. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Who'd you like to give some shout outs to? Good job tonight.
Oh yeah. Well, congratulations to Chris on his win. Albert on the podium. Anytime I can finish in the top 3 with Albert, it's basically a win to me. So shout out to him. All Star Racing. Russell on our team 2. He's a good guy, and just Derek and all the admins, man, they do a lot for the league, and sponsors, of course, with DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Track Bar Media, Martin Sports, and Davidson Builders. I know they do a lot on behind the scenes, and I'm glad to be a part of the NTRL family. So on to Watkins Glen we go, and hopefully making it into the second round of the playoffs.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations to that 8 machine of Mr. Dylan Bryant. Having a great finish here tonight up there in that second position here this evening, man. Congratulations, and good luck coming up here next weekend with these rest of these playoffs there, buddy.
All right, guys, and y'all have a great night, and thank y'all for everything that y'all do as well. Hands down, the best broadcast guys ever. So shout out to y'all too. Have a good night.
Thanks, man.
Mm-hmm.
You indeed, as we move on up to, what some people had called Gonesy, but we know him as Mr. President, and winner of tonight's race, Mr. Chris Gones, picking up that race win here for the 41 Popple machine, man. Congratulations, Chris. Got a little worried there, kind of towards the middle, seeing your different pit strategy and all that kind of stuff, but man, it definitely seemed to work out for you here in the end.
Yeah, you weren't the only one that was second guessing my call, but no, and everybody started getting around me, and I think Jim almost put me a full lap down there on that second run. I was getting a little nervous with it, so I thought I might be able to scrape up a podium still, but I was happy to see that caution there to be able to come in and get those tires and get out in front, and glad that everybody was able to keep it together behind. I didn't need any more cautions with Dylan breathing down my neck, but everything worked out, so I'm happy about that.
Well, congratulations, man. It was a little bit of luck, but some great driving as well in the Popple Ford Mustang. Next week, you guys heading to Watkins Glen for the next race in the playoff series here at NTRL. How are you feeling about a lot of us? It's our favorite road course. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I love Watkins Glen. I've put so much time on that track in multiple different disciplines, so I definitely love it. I need to put in a little bit more practice in the Xfinity car. It's probably my least used vehicle on that track, but I love road racing. I love the track, so we'll see how it goes. I think hopefully we'll end up doing pretty well next week.
Well, congratulations, and who would you like to give some shout outs to?
I want to shout out Popple, you guys for putting on the broadcast, NTRL for putting on the leagues, fun league to run every week. Stivers Automotive Group, my guys over at Right Turn Racing, Jesse Redding, Chris Elliott. Want to thank Zach Millett being crew chief today, and Jesse Redding for spotting for me. And hopefully we'll have the team back together next week at Watkins Glen and see if we can put another one up.
Yes, sir, indeed. As tonight's race winner, Mr. Chris Gones, picking up some valuable points here tonight and moving his way on through these playoffs, man. Congratulations with the race win here tonight. Look forward to seeing you guys out there in action up in New York, and can't wait to see what you guys have left in store for us here for the rest of these playoffs, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Appreciate it.
And with that, that's going to close out the interviews here tonight. And Ooh, boy, oh boy, we had ourselves a good one. I'm glad I made it here in time, that we were able to catch the beginning of this thing, and that everything all seemed to work on out for everybody here tonight.
Yeah, and it, for lack of a better word, it was kind of, a yawner for about the first half of it. Everybody kind of went single file, and a couple guys came in pit. It was just like watching traffic on the interstate. And then the second half, it really started kicking off. Probably that last 25% of the race there it was great. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of contact and daring moves and splitting traffic, and some great calls in the pits, and just some luck went some guys' way, and some skill went some guys' way, and it was a lot of fun, man. I like how this race here at Texas turned out.
No, it was interesting. Like you said, we were kind of bored, to be honest with you, until about 20 laps to go. Then it turned into a mayhem. So much fun. You can never do wrong here at Texas, and they showed it tonight. Great race.
And that indeed. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver ended up finishing here tonight, with that 41 of Chris Goins picking up the race win, 8 of Dylan Mad Max Bryant. Mad Maxing his way up through that field and picking up a second place position, in the 099 of America's driver Albert Anderson, finding a way up onto that podium. The 1 of DW fought very hard here tonight as well, able to sneak into that top 5 up in 4th, and rounding out your top 5, the 2 of Jim Ott having maybe a kind of the back end of that stick here for the pit strategy wise, ends up dropping back down to 5th, but it was a great race by Jim here tonight as well. He was very impressive to watch. You got the 51 of Chris Klein, your hard charger of the day, up 18 spots here on the evening to find his way home in 6th, excuse me. 33 is Sean Roberts, having a great race as well, getting on up there into 7th as well. Up 17 spots on the day is the 98 of Connor Leach, one of our friendly Canadians, having a great run up there, up inside that top 10 in 8th. 38 of Frank Peachock. He was definitely fun to watch here tonight, doing a whole bunch of passing out there, able to find his way home here in 9th, with the 05 of PJ Cox rounding out your field's top 10.
Yeah, Stubbs. Tim Stubblefield in the 92 finishes in 11th after starting way back in 26th position. 22, Justin Hurst finishes here in 12th. 13th is Zeth Hawley here in the 48. Anthony Williams in the 4 will finish in 14th place. 15th finisher tonight, Paul Durkee in the 13 machine, and the 99 Dylan Walterman ends up in 16th place. 17th place, Justin Lawson in the 20. The 31 of Scott Milner finishes down 4 positions in 18th. 19th place, Tom Barish in the double nickel. And the 12 of Justin Thompson rounds out your top 20. 21st will be Nick Biddy in the 32. The 7 of Tristan Cotton started 22nd, and that's where he finished here tonight. Same thing with Russ Endicott in the 57. Started 23rd, ended up in 23rd. Hayden Malcolm in the 81 dropped a few spots. The Texas native will finish in 24th place. 6 of Joe David finishes 25th. The 26th will be Mark Collins there in the 23 machine. Jarrett Woodard in the 19, or in the 9, but really 79 machine, drops 11 spots to end up in 27th. And Michael Eden looked like a starting park, or maybe he was doing a little admin for him tonight. Never graded a car. He'll be 28th.
Yes, sir, indeed. And that is your field here tonight to close things on off. We thank you all for joining us and tuning in and watching here, as always, because you guys are the reason why we do this and have such a great time of doing it. Glad to have y'all on out here. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, if you do enjoy any of the action, be sure to hit that thumbs up button as well, just so we can continue to grow this fantastic community we got going on over here. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, and Martin Sports alongside hashtag Stub Nation. Thank you all for supporting the NTRL so that way they can put on fantastic races like they had here tonight. So with that, we close things down here for this Monday evening, but don't you worry, we're going to be right back in action here coming up on Wednesday with some Gen 4 racing here from the Vigilante Racing League. It's going to be our first time taking a look at those guys in action in that type of car, so we look forward to seeing all that kind of craziness. But yeah, until then, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner, who's already stepped away. We'll see you guys on the next one.
We gone.
See ya.